Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags over Texas. We're back out here at the park. It's Easter weekend, nice and a little bit muggy, cloudy, but we're here to check out all of the things they've done at the park since we've been here last. So it's been a few weeks. We've heard from some of y'all that they've gotten rid of all the single rider lines, so we'll give some insight on that. We'll see what's going on with that. We're going to try to go through and look at the ride closures. Now, the park hasn't had the greatest luck with rides as of late. Some of them are down for scheduled maintenance, but then some of them are down because of other issues. So we'll try to give you an update on that. And of course, we'll check out the construction, see if there's any major food changes, and we'll go from there. So let's head into the park. Inside, you can see the carousel in front of us. Over here to the right by the new Flash Pass building, this fountain right here has gotten a new paint job, and I will say the paint schemes are definitely really interesting, but hey, it's repainted, so we're gonna leave it at that. And you swing around this way, and this restroom over here that was under construction last time looks like it's completely a women's restroom now. So the men's restroom should kind of be down the way. We'll have to go check that out and see. And so that women's restroom we were looking at is over there, and of course over here is where your men's restroom is. So just keep that in mind. It does make sense since they've, taken out this actual little ticket area right here. As we swing around this way, just a very minor thing, but they have flipped this Pink Things Dippin' Dots stand around, which is probably a good idea because the line management's going to be a little bit better in this little pinch point. And as we wind it around, it does look like there's still a women's restroom here, so it looks like maybe they're still working on that. But also, where the old Flash Pass was, of course, we know is going to be a Katz's Coffee. So you can see a little bit of progress since we've been here. They've added new doors and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy going on yet. And we're over here at the entrance, the Flash Pass entrance to Ellis Heredero Log Flume 2. And I want to point out, it looks like they're not letting single riders ride again, but the ironic part is that you can purchase a single Flash Pass for this. So be warned, if you buy a Flash Pass and you're by yourself, they're not going to let you on Flash Pass by yourself. So make sure you have two people. And we made our way into the Texas section over here by the Texas Taco Bar. And if you swing around like you're heading to Rodeo, you'll actually see that there is a fence up. And this doesn't really look like a temporary fence, so I'm not really sure what's going on. We will show you the other side because they have blocked off a whole pathway. And this is interesting. I'll kind of elaborate a little bit on it more when there's not a speaker just blasting at me. And just for a second, we've popped off over here at Casa Magnetica now. One of the concerning things to me is that they painted over the hand-painted sign, which kind of would have told me that I don't fully trust them to bring this back. However, they do still have a sign out here closed to explorers until the fall. So we'll hold them to it. We won't make any assumptions right now, of course. We're gonna stay positive. I really do hope this comes back. And you never know, maybe they're coming up with something new and it's gonna have a new sign, and that's why they did that, but time will tell. And so here at New Texas Giant, you can see they've gotten rid of all the single rider line signage. However, they still have the queue rail that they built for the single rider. So it's very possible that they might just be trying to reformulate how this works. And I do want to point out, so I did add my skip the line passes, and you can see it's 11:30 right now. So in 23 minutes, I could use my skip the line. We'll have to keep track of this to see how that advances throughout the day, because it's kind of crazy. It did say that there was only a 5-minute wait. We made our way near the entrance of Pirates of Speelunker Cave right here on the back side of the rodeo buildings. And you can see this is where the other side of this pathway is blocked off. So you can see they put a sign up, explore new paths, park pathways have been adjusted for future projects. So I'm just praying that this isn't going to last forever and that they're just doing some kind of big refurb back here. You have restrooms that, you know, maybe they want to remodel. They're remodeling the restrooms up front. You also have rodeo that has been here for over 15 years now, and you know, it was a hand-me-down when we got it, so maybe rodeo needs to go. You also have a location back here that could serve as dining, so we're gonna stay positive, and we're gonna hope that maybe this is close because they have some kind of expansive long-term project planned. And of course, over here at Pirates of Speelunker Cave, nothing externally has really changed. I think maybe they've done a little bit more dressing on top of the pirate ship, but I think all of the goodness right now is happening inside. So we still don't have an opening date for this, but I feel like it's probably fairly close. And of course, right across from Pirates of Speelunker Cave, you have this little barn structure, which has been a few things over the years. It was a Borden advertisement for a while, and it was an arcade place, but now on the 2022 map, they're showing that this is going to be a Speelunker gift shop. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. Hopefully they have some cool merch and it's not just more of those weird squishy plush things that they try to sell a lot of. So you can see here in the station of Pirates, they've got some new stuff going up, some barrels. Looks like they rebuilt that box where the old fountain used to be, so it'd be cool to see that fountain working again. You can see way down there, they've also got some stuff going on with some theming. And you can kind of see where that whole conveyor belt situation is. I know it's kind of hard, but also you can see on the boat, it's got a cutout on the side now, so you don't have to climb over it. So it looks like there are some other improvements happening with this ride. I'm looking forward to it. They also rebuilt pretty much the whole dock. Looks really nice in there. So right before we head into the tower section, down here across from Chop 6, you have where the Crazy Crowd Dog's gonna be. Doesn't look like anything's changed since we've been here last, but this is a place that I'm definitely looking forward to. There's a lot of yelling going on over here. So I actually stopped off at Shop 6 to get the elusive Asian Crunch salad. And you're not gonna believe this, but it doesn't exist again. And maybe just take it off the menu. It's a TV, so you can edit it very quickly. But also, I decided, hey, because I forgot my souvenir cup, I'm gonna use my snack on bottled water. That's not a thing anymore either. You, at least at this location, even though it's advertised, cannot use your snack for a bottle of water. So, having a Six Flags day for sure. I just want to point out that Roaring Rapids is currently closed. However, that's a scheduled closure. So, this should open, as you can see, in late spring, but just something to keep in mind. It's usually open by now, but it looks like this year taking a little longer than normal to get up and running. The tower was actually open today, so we're able to come up here and kind of look around. You can actually see what they've gotten rid of inside Texas Arena, mainly just the set from the old stunt show, but everything else looks to be pretty much intact in there. They've taken Music Mill off of the park map, it doesn't look like they've done anything crazy in there. Also, there's someone power washing the floor, so who really knows what's going on in there? It's interesting. And you can see new Texas Giant going there, but also look at how good the parking lot looks. I've never seen the finished overflow parking lot finished from up here, and dang, looks really good. And of course, from up here you get a really good view of Aquaman Power Wave, and you can see turntable going in. You can also see the little water pond trough over there going in. So really good shot of Aquaman from way up here. It's coming along. Everybody be patient. I know people are worried, but it's gonna open, I promise. And of course we have that little closed off area down there. And I don't really see any big changes. Looks like Rodeo's still fully intact, and looks like they're just using it as a back area for right now. Kind of interesting. And we made our way over to Superman Tower of Power, which you can see is going up to the top right now. But right here, if you went off to the left, you would have hit the single rider line, and you can see they've actually covered that up with a sticker. So very interesting. They took it off the rides that have had it for a long time, and not just the rides that they recently added it to. So who knows what's going on, really. And here in the Boomtown section, this is a small thing, but I just wanted to point out all of the food vendor booths that used to be out here are gone. So hopefully y'all don't miss those too much. Of course, you still have all of your Six Flags food stuff, but anything from the outside, all gone. And we made our way over to the back side of the Aquaman Power Wave construction, and you can see still lots of prep going on here on the far side, but over on the primary side by Justice League Battle for Metropolis, you can see we've got full-on water pond for the splash going on. You can see they've got walls over here getting it all ready as they continue to pour concrete. So it is coming along. A few people are concerned that this won't open this year, but honestly, based off of how the park has talked, I was never really under the impression that it would open right at summer. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So we made our way over to Judge Roy Scream, and you can see another ride closure on the list. It says it's closed for refurbishment, but I am pretty positive that this has run sometime around spring break, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but hopefully it says it's supposed to reopen in early spring. We're in early spring right now, so hopefully anytime Judge Roy Scream makes its return. And right next to Judge Roy Scream, you have Texas Sky Screamer, and this did have a single rider line, but you can see on the sign they've blacked out the single rider verbiage, and that little entrance there to the right is just for a flash pass. And like I said before, I know this is a very drastic change, but I'm hoping maybe they're just trying to figure out a better way to do this, and that they will come back, because I do think single rider lines are very valuable if they're done correctly. And we made our way into the lower Gotham City section, and people were saying Joker has been closed. However, it is operating today, other than the technical difficulty they're dealing with right now. But I did also want to point out this ride, just like many of the others, did have a single rider line, and you can see they've covered it up with a little green sticker. And of course, over here on the surface of the sun, where Harley Quinn's Spinsanity is, I've been told that this has been down for a while. It's definitely down today, and you know, it's hard to tell when maybe it's a staffing issue, because you know, things still aren't back to normal, or if it's a you know, issue with the ride operating. But even with it being closed, you can see where they had the single rider line with the flash pass entrance has also been blocked off. So certainly they didn't just decide, hey, we're getting rid of all these. Surely, you know, this is a, hey, we've got to figure out how to do this a little better type of situation. So we're gonna hold out, we're gonna see, and maybe by the summer we will have some single rider lines come back, and maybe be, you know, kind of redone to where they function a little better, because maybe they were having issues with how they were working, especially on the new rides, and they took the opportunity to close all of them and try to come up with something a little more standardized. You can see lots of ghosts riding Riddler Revenge right now. It's very ghostly looking. I have finally spotted someone riding the harness on Texas Sky Screamer. It is a miracle. This is a rarity to get this on film, but you can see him having the time of his life, flying with his arms out, probably contemplating his whole life, because he's probably terrified. But yeah, he's just like flinging all around. That is, oh man, oh geez. And over here in the older Gotham City section, you have the Batwing Children's Ride. And this this was refurbing in the winter, and then it actually it was open the last time we were here, so it looks like maybe something needed to be fixed again. So looks like this ride is down right now as well. And as you all have probably seen on the news and on other social media sites, Mr. Freeze did have a little bit of an issue last week with a small electrical fire. So, you know, things happen. And you can see they've kind of just put out a generic sign saying it's under refurb. Now, some people got really clickbaity with this. I really don't anticipate this, you know, just never coming back. So I'm sure they've got some work to do, but it should reopen. During our last visit to the park, there was a new sign put up over here at the Flash Pass entrance to Batman the Ride. And it was just saying that this was also a single rider entrance, but you can see that has been taken down, and they've even put the old Flash Pass sign back up. And I just wanted to point out, they have done some refurb on these Batman trains, and they look good. It's like a nice, crisply painted train. The restraints even look like they've been completely refurbished, so very nice. I just wanted to point out to y'all, we said we would kind of keep an eye on this. You can see it is 12:21 right now, and it is saying we can get on New Texas Giant at 12:30 with our free skip the line. So we've been at the park about an hour and a half now, and maybe they've done some improvements on that, because we're over by Batman, so theoretically you could book that right now, and then by the time you get over there, walk right on. This is the world's most expensive card game being played here at Six Flags Over Texas. And as we head into the USA section, of course, here at Pandemonium, single rider line closed, but they still have the refreshed Flash Pass entrance going. So looks like they're sticking with those. And Justice League Battle for Metropolis, which also had a single rider line, has been removed. So just a Flash Pass entrance at this point. And we made our way over to Aquaman Power Wave, and you can see we've got some even more new concrete where presumably the main entrance is going to be. You're going to go right under that hump and around the backside. And it's also worth noting that the rest of the track has been put in, and you can start seeing turntable pieces going in. So business is definitely picking up over here. And here's a closer look. You can see all of the turntable elements going in right now. It's really coming along. You can see we've almost got a full circuit again. So looking pretty good. And just a quick update on Auntie Anne's, still coming soon. And over here next to the Aquaman Power Wave construction is the Studio 6F building, which has gotten a brand new paint job, and I actually really like this. This looks really good. And we're not going to eat here at All American Cafe today, but I did want to point out that the menu has normalized quite a bit. So you can see we've got our cheeseburgers and fries back, our chicken strips, and we've even got a pizza slice instead of the personal pan. Now, I really liked the personal pan pizza idea. The price just didn't make any sense, but they are back with the pizza slices, and of course you have your kids meal and your Caesar salad. So definitely back to more what we're used to here at All American Cafe. And we made our way through France, and we're going to cut through Old South, and you can see here where Uncle Bub's Smokehouse was, it actually had reopened here and there. They've taken all the menus down, so it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen at this location as we move forward. And we've also learned that there's going to be a brand new show coming to Southern Palace this summer. And there might be more than one show, but for sure there's going to be a show called Nothing But a Good Time. So based off of how awesome the Christmas show was in here, I'm really looking forward to this new offering. So as we get closer to summer, hopefully we'll have a little bit more information on it. And of course the last ride that had single rider is Runaway Mountain. And we're just pointing it out, we're not going to harp on it or anything, but they still do have the Flash Pass entrance point right here. So it's basically as long as the regular line is, which is definitely interesting when you're paying to skip said line. And of course here at JB Smokehouse Barbecue, we've got more food characters. And I know someone thought I was being really critical of them last time. I actually really like the idea of this. I just wish they were spread throughout the park and not only here to try to get you to go in and buy food. So, love the idea of the characters. Wish they were not only stationed at the food locations. Oh man, there's another guy over there with a very grand mustache. Look at him. And we rounded our way back into the USA section, and you can see they have really gotten a lot done here at Looney Tunes Mall with this new facade. You can see like some window structure, and we've got like a top angle on this. I know that blue tarp is still on the way, but even when you come around this way, you can see more of that going on. So I feel like we're really getting somewhere on this. And you can see over on the far end, it seems like they've gotten most of this little new guest relations booth done. Looks pretty good. I'm hoping maybe they change up some of the paint a little bit, because it's kind of just white on white. But you swing around this way, you've got a new kind of roof line going on there, and some more framing. And yeah, this is really starting to take shape. So when the blue tarp comes down, obviously it's going to be a lot easier to see what's going on, but I do really like that this is a lower profile and a little more of a realistic kind of building concept. All right, everyone, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas. As you can see, still all kinds of changes going on. We still got a few food places that have to open, and one or two food places we're not super sure what's going on with them. Also, there's still painting going on out here. The food menu situation is still really weird. I don't know. It's like I have a magnet on me, and I always end up in a scenario that makes their food service look really bad. It has nothing to do with the people working at the restaurants. It's just there's a lot of misinformation on the signage that's not being updated, and it's digital signage, so, you know, update it. All in all, though, at Chop 6, you know, they made it right, you know, so thank you. If you work there and you watch these videos, I greatly appreciate it. The customer service was very solid at that food place. And I know a lot of people are freaking out about Aquaman. I do think it's going to open this summer. I don't think you have to worry about that. I still think that's completely the plan by the park. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with Mock and all the commissioning that they need to do. So what if they can't really control that timeline, so we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, Pirates of Speelunker Cave, I think that's just right around the corner. So hopefully within maybe the next month or so, maybe a month and a half, 2 months, somewhere in that region, I do think we will see that ride open. If y'all have any questions about Six Flags Over Texas, make sure to let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to check out sfotsource.com. That's where you're going to find all kinds of information about the park. It's basically a full guide. You can plan your visit with that. You can see the dining locations, information about rides. So make sure to check that out. Also, the other big thing we did is in honor of Pirates of Speelunker Cave, we made a bunch of retro Speelunker merch. Make sure to go to the merch link in the description below to check that out. I know a handful of y'all have already bought stuff, so I'll be excited to see what it looks like when y'all receive your items, so make sure you share those photos with us. Thank y'all for watching, take care, and we'll see you soon.